Today, fellow Kenyans, the ocean is emerging as a frontier for economic and social transformation of all sea-facing states. I believe that Kenya is well positioned to emulate them. Our coastline and inland waters cover 222,950 square kilometers, equivalent to 31 countries of the global tuna catch of 4.35 million metric tons, worth about $2.3 billion annually. 1/4 of this industry is caught off Kenya's coastline. But our people and our country is not benefiting from these resources. Foreign vessels land and process our fish in other countries. Indeed, these resources ought significantly to contribute to our development. We have only to consider the examples of Mauritius, where the blue economy contributes about 11% of Mauritius' gross domestic product. Kenya's blue economy contributes a mere 2.5% of our GDP in absolute terms, meaning approximately 180 billion Kenya shillings. But fully exploited, our blue economy could easily contribute 3 times its present share of GDP and create jobs and huge prosperity for millions of Kenyans. The venue we're in today once, some 24 years ago, generated good jobs and incomes for those who lived here and generally throughout the coast. Indeed, at its peak, this single facility employed over 3,000 Kenyans and processed over 1,400 metric tons of fish a month, which contributed at the time to 5% of the global trade in tuna. Similarly, until 1995, Kenya had some 10,000 men at that time at sea. And the earnings of those 10,000 men is what built Kisauni, Kongowea, Likoni, and many such places along our coastline. But ladies and gentlemen, these jobs were lost. Many of them because we did not adapt to trends in the maritime industry, but also because we lost focus and started looking at the self instead of the nation. Indeed, today, and we have proved it is possible, I hereby direct the Department of Fisheries, as well as the National Land Commission, to use the full force of law to ensure that all gazetted fish landing sites at the coast, in Lake Victoria, in Lake Turkana, and indeed in any other lake or rivers, are recovered and secured by the end of the first quarter of 2019. Today, we saw a vessel land fish at this jetty, marking the first step in a journey which will see us rehabilitate Liwatoni and develop fish ports in Shimoni, Kilifi, and Lamu, so that fishing vessels are now required to land 30% of their catch in Kenya. The combination of compulsory landing of fish harvested in Kenyan waters, as well as the rehabilitation of fish landing jetties and processors, will create jobs, especially for women It will reduce harvest losses and begin to close the 500,000 metric ton gap in our national fish market and raise per capita fish consumption. A major concern of this region is also the prevalence of drugs which come through the sea because of a lack of proper surveillance mechanisms. The Coast Guard will ensure that our oceans will no longer be used by drug traffickers, human traffickers, illegal arms, and illegal fishing. We'll also guard against exploitation of our natural resources by foreign countries and ensure that never again will foreign vessels steal our fish. And today, we also declare that we will arrest and prosecute anyone in our waters who does not comply with our relevant legislations. Leo ni siku ya furaha. Ni siku ya furaha kwa sababu hii ni safari ambaye nimeigojea mimi mwenyewe kwa muda mrefu. Vile nimesema hapo awali kwa hii hotuba, mwaka wa 2016 tulisema tunataka kuona ni kwa njia gani tutaweza kurudisha uvuvi na mambo ambaye inahusu bahari Hindi hii pamoja na ziwa zetu mbalimbali Victoria, Turkana na kwingine, iwe rasilimali ambaye itatusaidia kuhakikisha ya kwamba vijana wetu wamepata kazi na pia kulete utajiri kwa taifa letu la Kenya, sio tu kwa pwani, kwa Kenya. Na hiyo safari wakati tulianza tulikuwa tunaambiwa ni safari ngumu. Tukaianza na mwenzangu hapa jemedari, kamwambia nataka unisaidie kwa hii kazi, kwa sababu mimi nijua nikienda kwa hii mawaziri huko taanza kuambiwa mabilioni, sijui mabilioni ngapi inatakikana, sijui nini. Na tukaanza tu pole pole chini ya maji, kwa sababu tulikuwa tukijua tukiongea siasa ndio hiyo ingie huko iharibu kila kitu. Na tukatembea, hata huku tulikuwa tunatembea usiku, fanya heshima, rudisha mali yetu. Na wengine mjue sisi hatutawaomba sasa, nyinyi murudishe mali ya wenyewe, iende kufanya kazi ile ambayo ilikuwa inastahili kufanya. Kulikuwa wakati hii shamba ndogo hii ilikuwa imeandika zaidi ya watu 3,000 wa Kenya, haswa wakina mama ambao walikuwa wanafanya kazi hapa ndani. Kazi hizo zote zikapotea kwa sababu ya ulegai wa serikali. Na hii inaonesha what we can do with just limited resources. What we can do if we are focused. What we can do if we wacha mambo mingi ya kutukana na huko nini. Ule mtu ambaye amepatiwa kazi aende afanye hiyo kazi.